Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're diving straight into a high-stakes medical mystery. Think of it like a clinical puzzle, where getting the answer right, well, it can mean the difference between life and death. You ready? Let's get into it.
Okay, picture this. You're in the ER. A patient comes in and you immediately spot three critical clues. You listen with your stethoscope, and the heart sounds are really faint, kind of distant. You look at their neck and the veins are bulging. And their blood pressure? It's dropping. And it's dropping fast. So what's the emergency? What do you think is happening here?
If you are thinking it's some kind of major heart problem, you are absolutely on the right track. These three signs, when you see them together, they have a classic name in medicine, Beck's Triad.
And what does Beck's Triad point to? It's screaming cardiac tamponade. Now, this is a true life-threatening emergency. Basically, fluid is building up in that little sac around the heart, and it's literally squeezing it. The heart is being compressed so it can't fill up with blood properly. And here's the bottom line. If the heart can't fill, it can't pump. It's as simple and as serious as that.
Okay, but why? Why do these three specific things happen? You know, understanding the why behind each clue is how you really get it. So let's deconstruct this. Let's break down each piece of the triad.
First up, those muffled heart sounds. So that fluid building up around the heart, it acts like a sound barrier. It's like trying to hear your neighbor's music through a thick wall, or trying to hear something underwater. The sound is there, but it's all dampened and distant. And that's exactly why, through a stethoscope, that classic lub-dub sounds so quiet.
All right, next up, those bulging neck veins, what's called jugular vein distension, or JVD. Since the heart is getting squeezed, it just can't accept all the blood that's trying to return from the body. So what happens? You get a massive backup. It's literally a traffic jam on the venous highway. All that blood has to go somewhere, and it backs right up into the biggest veins it can find, the jugulars in the neck, making them bulge out.
And that brings us right to the third and final clue, low blood pressure or hypotension. This one is pure cause and effect. Think about it. If the heart can't fill with enough blood, it can't pump enough blood out to the rest of the body. Less output means less pressure in the whole system. See how it all connects? The squeeze leads to the backup, which leads to the drop in pressure. Boom, boom, boom. So that all sounds pretty neat and tidy, right? The perfect textbook case. But here's the thing, and this is a huge field pearl for anyone in medicine. The real world is almost never that clean. Let's talk about a really important clinical twist.
Okay, so in the real world, Beck's triad is what we call highly specific, but not very sensitive. What on earth does that mean? Let me break it down. Specific means that if you do see all three signs, you can be pretty darn sure you're looking at cardiac tamponade. It's a great confirmation. But, and this is the crucial part, it's not sensitive. That means a whole lot of patients who do have tamponade won't show you the full classic triad, especially not in the beginning. So if you can't always count on the full triad, what else are doctors looking for? Well, you're hunting for the earlier, more subtle clues. First, tachycardia, a really fast heart rate. This is the body trying to compensate. It's thinking, okay, I can't pump much blood with each beat, so I'll just try to pump faster. Then there's a narrowing pulse pressure. That's when the top number and bottom number of your blood pressure readings start getting closer and closer together. It's a big red flag that the heart is struggling. And finally, there's this really cool sign called pulsus paradoxus. It sounds complicated, but it's just a big drop in blood pressure whenever the patient breathes in. That simple act of inhaling puts just a little more pressure on that already squeezed heart, and its output drops even more. All right, so we've gone through the why, the physiology, and the real-world complications. What's the big takeaway here? If you're going to remember one thing from all this, what should it be? Let's boil it all down. Here it is. This is the ultra-concise, exam-ready line that every medical student and doctor drills into their head. Beck's triad equals muffled heart sounds plus JVD plus hypotension. And when you see that, you absolutely must think cardiac tamponade. You know, this whole thing really shows how vital those textbook signs are, but it also highlights the art and the challenge of practicing medicine in the real world. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. How do clinicians solve the puzzle when the classic clues are missing? It's just a great reminder that diagnosis, so often, is about being a detective when the stakes couldn't be higher.